I think what does motivate us is saving the taxpayers money and helping people, maybe reducing injuries and things like that. Well, I personally have got over almost 40 years in the Department of Defense arena. I was a project engineer for a missile that was used by the Army, still in use by the Army, and was involved in the development of the current generation of that missile. I did a lot of test work, flight test environment work on missiles, and for a period of time ran an instrumentation and telemetry group for a major defense contractor where we collected information. Through that, I became very aware of the need for accurate data for the purposes of engineering and decision making. Prior to getting involved in the DoD, I was involved in a startup where we developed the first fully electronic, meaning it didn't have any mechanical parts, fully electronic weighing system that was certified by the National Bureau of Standards for legal trade. A lot of experience with instrumentation, a lot of experience with putting together systems of things, working with customers and defining requirements and things like that. So my education, I'm a graduate of the University of Redlands.
Well, my work, I've got 3+ decades worth of work experience in areas ranging from, I've helped design, build nuclear power plants, nuclear fuel reprocessing. I've got 3 degrees in nuclear engineering. First one, I did my pre-med requirement. Master's, I did basically physical chemistry, and my PhD was radiation safety, health physics. And worked in the missile business, particularly on the Minuteman, Peacekeepers, and small ICBM. Got in and was trained as a systems engineer in the nuclear hardness and survivability arena. And then was chief engineer and, well, actually I guess I was program manager for a company where we were working on the replacement for the space shuttle. And over a pitcher of brown ale sometime I can tell you all about how we should do that as opposed to the way we are. And then I went from there to be a chief engineer and scientist for an aerospace-oriented research and development firm. And we did a variety of things ranging from integrated design tools for spacecraft and space launch systems to communications hardware oriented to the Marine Rifle Squad. I got offended during the invasion of Iraq at some of the limitations of our communications gear, and being just a touch arrogant and pushy, I says I know how to solve that, because we came very close to losing 3,800 people at one particular bridge crossing on the road to Baghdad. And anyway, so spent 10 years working on that particular problem. Jim Walker, first-rate electrical designer and problem solver, and he started out, his first job was with the National Security Agency, back in the days when it was known as no such agency, and the mere mention of the name was classified. Okay. And then I met him when he was working on the missile guidance systems for Peacekeeper missile. And so he went from National Security Agency to control systems for nuclear-tipped ICBMs. And he's an intriguing chap in that he's a first-rate object-oriented programmer that also knows enough about the hardware so that he can communicate very effectively with the electrical design, and so that you can sort out and debug problems back and forth. And that is a very rare and very scarce combination. And he has a couple of decades of experience dating back to electronic warfare and other interesting activities.